My sister's hand was still on my daughter's shoulder, pushing her back toward the hallway when I said it. Everyone out of my kitchen, now. My mother's fork stopped halfway to her mouth. My father looked up from his plate, confused. And my sister Lauren just stared at me like I'd lost my mind. Because in 32 years, I'd never told my family no, but they just made my 6-year-old wait to eat until their kids were done. In my own house. And I was done being quiet. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and tell me where you're watching from. My name is Rachel, and I'm 32 years old. I'm a middle school science teacher in a suburb outside of Milwaukee. I've been married to my husband, David, for 8 years. We have 2 daughters, Emma, who's 6, and Lily, who's 4. I have one older sister. Lauren is 36. She's married to a man named Todd, and they have 3 kids, all boys ages 9, 7, and 5. She's a stay-at-home mom who treats it like a full-time executive position. Growing up, Lauren was everything I wasn't. Confident, outgoing, perfect. She was student council president, homecoming queen, valedictorian. I was quiet, awkward, more interested in books than people. My parents adored Lauren. Everything she did was celebrated. Every achievement was framed and hung on the wall. When I made honor roll, my parents said, "Good job." When Lauren made honor roll, they took her to the dinner and bought her a gift. When I got into college, they said, "That's great, honey." When Lauren got into the same college, they threw her a party. I learned early that I would always be second, and I accepted it, but that wasn't the worst part. The worst part was watching it happen to my kids. It started small. Little things I told myself didn't matter. When Emma was born, my parents came to the hospital, stayed for 20 minutes, said she was beautiful, left. When Lauren's first son was born 2 years later, they stayed at the hospital for 6 hours, brought balloons, gifts, a photographer, posted about it on Facebook 17 times. Boys are different, my mom said when I asked why. They're special. Special. When Emma started kindergarten, I sent my parents a photo of her first day. My mom texted back, "So cute." When Lauren's oldest started kindergarten 3 years earlier, my parents had taken the day off work, driven to the school, took him to breakfast afterward, framed the photos. We were younger then, my dad said, had more energy. They were 53 when Emma started school, hardly ancient, but I told myself it was fine. Emma didn't notice. She was happy until she did notice. Last Thanksgiving was when it became impossible to ignore. We all gathered at my parents' house. Me, David, and our girls, Lauren, Todd, and their boys. The kids were playing in the living room before dinner. Emma had brought her favorite doll. She was showing it to her cousins. Lauren's middle son grabbed it out of her hands. Emma started crying, "That's mine. Give it back." I walked over. "Hey, buddy, that's Emma's. You need to give it back to her." Lauren appeared immediately. "He's just playing with it. Emma can share." She was playing with it first. "Rachel, it's a doll. He'll give it back in a minute. Don't make a big deal." Emma was still crying. I picked her up. "Come on, sweetie. Let's get your doll back." Lauren sighed loudly. "She needs to learn to share." She was sharing, then he took it. He's 5. He doesn't understand. Emma's 6. She understands that her toy was taken. My mother walked in. "What's going on?" "Rachel's making a scene over a doll," Lauren said. My mom looked at Emma still crying in my arms, then at Lauren's son happily playing with the stolen doll. "Rachel, honey, let the boys play with it. Emma can have it back after dinner." I stared at my mother. "Are you serious?" "It's just a toy. Emma, sweetie, you can play with it later. Be a good girl and share." Emma buried her face in my shoulder. I took her upstairs to the guest room. Let her cry. And I thought the worst was behind me. I was wrong. At dinner, my mom had set the kids' table in the basement, away from the adults, my girls, Lauren's boys, all eating together. Or so I thought. I was in the kitchen helping serve when I heard crying. I went downstairs. Emma was standing by the kids' table, empty-handed, crying. Lauren's boys were all eating, plates full of food. "What's wrong, baby?" I asked. "Grandma said I have to wait." "Wait for what?" "Wait for the boys to get their food first, then I can eat." I felt my chest tighten. "Where's Lily?" Emma pointed to the corner. Lily was sitting on the floor, no plate, no food, also waiting. I walked back upstairs. My mother was at the stove. "Mom, why don't the girls have food?" I'm getting to them, honey. I serve the boys first. They eat more. So my daughters have to wait while their cousins eat? Rachel, there's plenty of food. They'll eat in a minute. They should eat at the same time as everyone else. Lauren walked in. What's the problem now? The girls are sitting downstairs with no food while your boys eat. Mom's making plates for everyone. They'll get food. They should have gotten food at the same time. My boys are bigger. They need more food. Your girls will be fine waiting a few minutes. I looked at my mother, waiting for her to say something, to defend my children. She just kept making plates. Rachel, you're being overly sensitive. The girls will eat. Just relax. I went back downstairs, made plates for Emma and Lily, myself, sat with them while they ate. But I didn't know then I was about to discover something much worse. After Thanksgiving, I thought about that day constantly. The doll, the dinner, the way my daughters were treated like afterthoughts. I mentioned it to David. They're just dismissive of the girls, I said. Did you notice? I noticed, he said quietly. I didn't want to say anything, but yeah, it's been bothering me too. It's been happening for years, hasn't it? Yeah, Rach, it has. I started paying closer attention. At Christmas, Lauren's boys got big, expensive gifts from my parents. Remote control cars, video game consoles, bikes. Emma and Lily got books and small toys, nice enough, but nowhere near the same value. Girls don't need as much, my mom said when I asked about it. They're happy with simple things. Emma had specifically asked my parents for a scooter. She didn't get one. Lauren's youngest got 2 bikes. At Emma's 6th birthday party, my parents showed up an hour late. Sorry, honey, my mom said. We were helping Lauren with something. They stayed for 20 minutes, didn't bring a gift, said they'd send something later. They never did. When I called my mom about it, she sighed. Rachel, we're busy. We can't remember everything. But they'd never forgotten one of Lauren's kids' birthdays. Not once. 2 months ago, I hosted Easter dinner. First time hosting a holiday at my house. I was nervous but excited. I spent days preparing, cleaned the house top to bottom, made a full spread, ham, sides, desserts, set a beautiful table. My parents arrived first, then Lauren's family. We sat down to eat. The adults at the dining room table, the kids at a smaller table in the kitchen. I'd set it up carefully. 5 plates, 5 sets of silverware, juice boxes, napkins. Everyone was seated. I was bringing out the food. That's when I heard my sister. Emma, Lily, go play in the living room for a bit. I walked into the kitchen. Emma and Lily were standing up, looking confused. What's going on? I asked. The boys need more space at the table, Lauren said. The girls can eat after. After what? After the boys are done, there's not enough room for everyone at once. I looked at the table. 5 kids, 5 chairs. Plenty of room. There's enough room. The boys need to spread out. They're bigger. Lauren, it's my house. My kids are eating at the table. My mother walked in. What's all the fuss about? Rachel's making a big deal about seating, Lauren said. My mom looked at Emma and Lily, then at Lauren's boys already sitting down. Rachel, honey, just let the boys eat first. The girls can wait. It's not a big deal. And something inside me snapped. Before I could respond, my mother pulled me aside. We stood in the hallway. I know you're upset, she said softly. But Lauren's boys they're a handful. They need structure. They need to eat on schedule or they get cranky. She touched my arm. Your girls are so sweet and patient. They don't mind waiting. They're easier. And for just a second, I saw it. She genuinely believed she was being practical, not favoring anyone, just managing a complicated situation. Mom, Emma, and Lily deserve to eat at the same time, and they will, honey, in a few minutes, I promise. She smiled at me like she was doing me a favor, like she was helping, and I almost believed her. But then I heard Lauren in the kitchen. Boys, sit down. Grandma's making your plates. And I heard Emma ask quietly, Mommy, why can't we eat? The moment shattered. I walked back into the kitchen. My sister was making plates for her sons. Piling food high, my daughter stood in the doorway, watching, waiting. Everyone out, I said. Lauren looked up. What? Everyone out of my kitchen? Rachel, I'm making plates for the kids. Out, now. My mother rushed in. Rachel, what are you doing? I'm asking everyone to leave my kitchen so I can feed my children. We're in the middle of serving. You're in the middle of serving Lauren's kids. Mine are standing in the hallway, hungry, in their own home. My father appeared. What's going on? Rachel's having a meltdown, Lauren said. I'm not having a meltdown. I'm setting a boundary. My children eat first in my house. If that's a problem, you can all leave. Dead silence. My mother looked shocked. Rachel, we're family. Then act like it. Act like Emma and Lily are part of this family. They are. Then why do they always eat last? Why do they get smaller gifts? Why do you show up late to Emma's birthday and stay for 20 minutes but spend 6 hours at every single one of Lauren's boys' parties? My mother opened her mouth, closed it, had no answer. Out, I said again. All of you, out of my kitchen. They left the kitchen, slowly, reluctantly. I made plates for Emma and Lily, sat with them at the table, made sure they had everything they wanted. The adults ate in the dining room, in silence. After the girls finished, I let them go play. Then I walked into the dining room. I think you should all go home, I said calmly. My mother looked stricken. Rachel, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not letting you treat my children like they're less important. We don't. Yes, you do. You have for 6 years. And I kept quiet because I didn't want to cause problems, but I'm done. Lauren stood up. You're seriously kicking us out over seating arrangements? I'm setting boundaries over how my children are treated. If you can't respect them equally, you're not welcome here. This is insane. You pushed my daughter away from the table in my own home, Lauren. In what world is that okay? She had no response. I think we should all take some space, my dad said quietly. I think so too, I agreed. They left, and I sat in my living room, shaking. But I didn't know then. I was about to discover the real reason behind the favoritism. 2 days after Easter, my mother called. Rachel, we need to talk. Can I come over? I don't think that's a good idea right now. Please, I need to explain something. Against my better judgment, I said yes. She came over that afternoon. We sat in my living room. I'm sorry, she said, for how things have been. Okay. But I need you to understand something. Lauren, she's struggling. I waited. Todd lost his job 6 months ago. They're in serious financial trouble. She hasn't told anyone, but they might lose the house. My stomach dropped. I didn't know that. She didn't want anyone to know. She's embarrassed, and we've been helping them financially. How much? My mom looked down. About $40,000 so far. I felt like I'd been punched. $40,000? We're trying to keep them afloat. The mortgage, the car payments, the kids' activities, it all adds up. So you've been giving Lauren money. We've been helping our daughter who's in crisis. And what about me? I asked quietly. I'm your daughter too. You don't need help. You have a job, a husband with a good income. So because I'm not struggling, I don't matter? That's not what I said. Then what about Emma and Lily? What's their excuse for being treated like second-class grandchildren? My mother sighed. Lauren asked us to give her boys more attention. She said it would help them feel secure during this difficult time. I stared at her. Lauren asked you to ignore my children? Not ignore, just prioritize hers. Temporarily. For 6 months? That's not temporary, Mom. I know. And I'm sorry, but we were trying to help. You were choosing. You chose Lauren's family over mine. She couldn't deny it. There's something else, my mom said. I waited. The money we've been giving Lauren, some of it was supposed to be for your girls. My blood went cold. What? Years ago, when Emma was born, we opened a savings account for her, for college. We put in $5,000 initially and added to it on birthdays and Christmas. I never knew that. We were going to tell you when she was older. We did the same for Lily when she was born. How much is in the accounts? My mom looked away. Nothing. We borrowed from them to help Lauren. We were going to pay it back. How much did you take? About $15,000 total from both accounts. $15,000. Money meant for my daughter's futures, given to Lauren. Were you ever going to tell me? We were going to replace it when? After Lauren gets back on her feet? What if that takes years? What if it never happens? My mother started crying. I'm sorry, we made a mistake. We were just trying to help everyone. No, I said. You were helping Lauren at my expense, at my daughter's expense. Rachel, I need you to leave. Please, let me explain. You just did. Now leave. She left, and I sat there trying to process what I'd just learned. I told David everything that night. They took money from our daughter's college funds, he said, his voice tight, without even telling us. Apparently. That's theft, Rachel. It's family. It's still theft. I knew he was right, but part of me wanted to just let it go, to not make waves, to be the understanding daughter. What do you want to do? David asked. I thought about it, about forgiving them, about accepting their apology and moving on, about being the bigger person. But then I thought about Emma and Lily. It's about them sitting in the hallway watching their cousins eat, about them getting smaller gifts every year, about them being treated like they mattered less. And something hardened inside me. And I want the money back, I said. All of it. I called a lawyer the next day, explained the situation. Did your parents have legal authority over these accounts? He asked. I don't know. I didn't even know the accounts existed. If they opened the accounts in the children's names with themselves as custodians, they technically had access. But using the funds for purposes other than the children's benefit is a violation of their fiduciary duty. What are my options? You can demand repayment. If they refuse, you can sue for conversion, essentially misuse of funds. You'd have a strong case. What would that look like? You'd file a civil suit. They'd be required to repay the $15,000 plus any interest that should have accrued, possibly legal fees as well. I'd have to sue my own parents. Yes, but they took money that belonged to your daughters. That's not a small thing. I thought about it, about my mother crying, about family dinners ruined forever, about bridges burned. Then I thought about Emma asking, Mommy, why can't we eat? Drop the papers, I said. I sent my parents a formal letter first, demanding repayment of $15,000 within 30 days. My father called immediately. Rachel, what the hell is this? It's exactly what it says. I want the money you took from my daughter's accounts. We explained the situation. We were helping Lauren with money that wasn't yours to give. That money was for Emma and Lily. We were going to pay it back. When? You've had 6 months. You haven't replaced a dollar. We don't have $15,000 just lying around. Then you shouldn't have taken it. My mother got on the phone. Rachel, please, we can work this out. We'll set up a payment plan. You have 30 days. If I don't have the full amount, I'm filing a lawsuit. You'd sue your own parents? You stole from your own grandchildren, so yes. Silence. We didn't steal. Yes, Mom, you did, and if you don't make it right, I'll see you in court. I hung up. 3 days later, Lauren called. Rachel, what the fuck? Hello to you too. Mom and Dad are freaking out. You're suing them. They took $15,000 from Emma and Lily's college funds to give to you. So yes. Silence. I didn't know about any college funds. Well, there were, until they emptied them to keep you afloat. I never asked them to do that. But you did ask them to treat your kids better than mine, didn't you? More silence. Who told you that? Mom did. She said you asked them to prioritize your boys, to make them feel secure. That's not exactly what I said. Then what did you say? Lauren sighed. I asked if they could spend more time with my kids because we were going through a hard time. I didn't tell them to ignore yours. But you knew they were, and you didn't say anything. Long pause. You're right. I knew, and I let it happen because it benefited me. I was surprised. Why are you telling me this? Because I'm ashamed. Because what I've let happen to your girls is wrong. And because if you sue Mom and Dad, I'll support you. What? I mean it. They had no right to take that money. If they did it to help me, then I'm partially responsible, and I want to make it right. I didn't know what to say. I'll pay you back, Lauren said. It'll take time, but I'll do it. Monthly payments, whatever you need. Lauren, and I'm going to talk to Mom and Dad. Tell them what they did was wrong, that I never wanted them to hurt your kids. She paused. I'm sorry, Rachel, for all of it. The next week, I got a cashier's check from my parents for $15,000. There was a note attached. Rachel, we're sorry for the money, for how we've treated Emma and Lily, for choosing Lauren's needs over yours. You were right to demand this back. It was never ours to take. We hope you can forgive us someday. Love, Mom and Dad. I deposited the check. Opened new college savings accounts for the girls. In my name only. We didn't talk for 3 months. No calls, no visits, total silence. Then Emma's birthday came. I didn't invite my parents, didn't tell them about the party, but they showed up anyway. With gifts, real gifts, a scooter for Emma, the one she'd asked for at Christmas, and a donation receipt. They'd put $2,000 into her new college account. We want to do better, my mom said. If you'll let us. I looked at Emma, happy, excited about her scooter. You can stay, I said, but there are rules now. Anything. Emma and Lily get treated the same as Lauren's boys. Same attention, same gifts, same effort. Agreed. You don't give them money that belongs to my kids ever again. Never. And if I see any hint of favoritism, you're gone. No second chances. My dad nodded. Fair enough. They stayed for the party, and for the first time in years, I saw them really interact with my daughters, play with them, listen to them, see them. It wasn't perfect, but it was a start. I'm sitting in my kitchen right now, the same kitchen where I told my family to get out. It's been 6 months since Easter, since I set boundaries, since I demanded my daughters be treated with respect. My family still comes over for dinners, but things are different now. Lauren's boys don't automatically get served first. All the kids eat together at the same time. Emma and Lily's voices are heard just as loudly as their cousins. My parents are trying, really trying. Some days are better than others. Last week, my mom took Emma shopping, just the two of them. Emma came home beaming, holding a new book. Grandma said it's because I'm special, she told me. Special. Not an afterthought. Not someone who has to wait. Special. I don't know if my parents will ever fully understand what they put me through, what they put my daughters through, but they're trying and I'm letting them because I didn't do this for revenge. I did it for Emma and Lily so they'd know they matter, so they'd know their mother will fight for them, so they'd never feel invisible. My family told my kids to eat last again, so I walked everyone out of my kitchen. And in doing that, I taught my daughters something important. You don't have to accept being treated as less than. You don't have to smile through disrespect. You don't have to apologize for demanding your worth. I spent 32 years being second, but my daughters won't because I won't let them, not in my house, not anywhere,